see a clear picture of how their side will tackle the problem of discrimination towards women in the status quo, how their organic change will occur, how that will look like, right? We don't see a clear picture of how they're able to ensure that women will be respected as they so-called claim to be the cause of the problem, right? We don't see how having a discussion would mean women will ultimately be respected inside society, because when you want to be respected, you must be able to demonstrate that you have the ability to do so, but we don't see how your side enables that women get that opportunity to demonstrate it. You have the same capability as your male counterpart to do the same job and to do it as well or maybe even better, right? We don't see how that occurs under your side, and therefore how you're able to ensure that stereotype is broken under opposition side. But what they fail to rebut in today's debate is our principle of reparation, right? And why that is so important in today's debate. Because we say that even though it's in the past, we still do it in the status quo. Let's give a parallel of how Germany still has to compensate for the past injustice that they have committed towards the Jew in terms of money, right? That they have killed many Jews, crippled their ability to be able to contribute economically or to be able to run businesses in society, right? In the end, even though it's still in the past, you still pay reparation towards the Jew because of your past injustice. We say that by the same logic, we still have to pay or ensure that women get the same ability or repay for their past injustice where they weren't able to earn as much money as men or weren't able to have the opportunity to make that money in the first place. We gave you context where they're prevented from going to education, where they aren't able to get as much promotion, or where they're put in jobs which are subservient to men and thus aren't able to get as much money. Yes?
Are women discriminated because they spend less, which will only change under your world, or are they discriminated because they earn less, which happens in both?
We say that they're discriminated because past injustice, past stereotypes still are relevant in today's debate, right? Where you think that women aren't as capable as men, or where you think women don't deserve as men. But we gave you examples of how women earn 77 cents, whereas men earn $1. Do you think that these problems still occur in today's debate? And I will prove to you in two clashes in today's debate why we solve this, right? On the first clash, why we don't retrogress in the progress that we made, such as the opposition side claim, right? First, opposition side came up and said that there will be backlash from society. But what is the comparative under opposition side, right? That men aren't angry, but we don't think anything is actually happening with regards to getting women more right? Why is that so? Why is that so? It's because people actually think that it's already enough, that you gave them the right to vote, you gave them the right to education, and their feminist movement are now asking for too much, that they're asking for too much and they don't deserve any more. That's why men aren't willing as much to support the feminist movement in this kind of action, because they think that the feminist movement is asking for too much when they aren't, because the problem still exists in today's society, that even if you gave them right to vote or the right to education, those problems don't go away, but men aren't willing to support these kind of causes because they think that we've already done enough in the past, that we don't need any more. Our side changes this because the ability to pass these policies aren't up to the society anymore, but up to the government. To say that the government says that this isn't enough, right? That you need to do more to ensure that women have more money, that they're able to earn more income because it's what they deserve, that they can do as good of a job as men, and they do deserve past reparation for their past, right? And that's how we actually bring about change under our side, because we don't think that discussion ultimately translates into policy. But even if we think that this feminist movement or the discussion inside policy can lead to implementing a policy, we think that that is still bad under their side, right? Because it took how long before women got the right to vote? It took how many discussions before women got the right to vote, right? We don't think that we want to afford for women to have to wait that long before they get their right to have equal pay, for them to get their right to have equal chance to get a promotion, for them to be seen as capable as men, right? We think that under our side we're able to change that because you no longer have to wait for society to somehow gather enough support to get the discussion, but we take action immediately and ensure that they don't have to wait anymore. Sit down. Next thing opposition side brought was on the item how discussion about women's contribution is ineffective because somehow women feel like they're not as big as before, they don't contribute as much. We don't understand how that works under their side, right? Because you don't contribute any less under your side. You're still doing the same amount of work. I don't understand how women would feel like they're doing less work even though they're being paid more, right? Being paid more means you're recognizing them for the work that they do, but not that their work, that paying more means you do less work, right? That's why when you have higher pay, it means you're able to do more impact to the or more work are able to be put up, it doesn't mean that you contribute less, but actually means that you contribute more. That's why you deserve a reward, you deserve higher pay, right? We don't see how that our side will be able to hinder the progression or the discussion inside the society. No. Next thing opposition side brought up was on the idea of how we harm women because when we decrease tax revenue, somehow women get laid off because we tax company more. We don't think that that's going to happen under our policy, right? Because we think that the company are now forced to see women as an equal counterpart to men. That's why you pay them equal amount when you have a man and a woman who work for the same job. You pay them equal amount, and that's why you cannot force them to cut women out of the job, because now you have to see them as equal employees who contribute equally. Yes.
And you don't want them to have a greater paycheck. You just want them to spend more, and the paycheck still remains the same. How is a woman's effort ever recognized under your model?
You get 100 baht for your salary, for example, but you're taxed 10%. But under our side, we reduce that tax to 7%, for example. You have that 3 extra percent under our side to ensure that you have more net income in the end of the day. We don't understand how you're getting the same paycheck under our side, because you're getting more paycheck under our side. We're increasing their income, increasing their ability to spend, and we don't mind them spending more, right? Why can't they spend more? Because in the past they weren't able to spend because that money belonged to their husband and they had to ask for permission. They never had their own property because women aren't supposed to have property, right? We don't understand what's the harm of women being able to spend more. But onto the second clash on why our side solves the root cause of the problem and ensure that there's future development or future change in terms of promoting women's rights. Opposition side brought up that the root cause of this is that you're not respecting women, and that's why there's all these problems. We don't think that their side solves that by giving them discussion, right? We think that that's solved under our side when you first make sure that people see women as equal to men, that they don't deserve less, but they deserve equal chance when they do the same amount of work, when they put in the same amount of effort. But how does that change under our side now? Because how does that change under our side? Is that we ensure that they're able to have increased opportunity in workplace, to ensure that they're able to prove their skill, to prove that they have the same ability as men. That's what we told you since our very first speech. But even if in our worst case scenario, they don't get the promotion and anything, we still ensure that they're protected under our side, right? Because even if their promotion was delayed, we still say that they earn more money under our side, and thus they're still able to have the earning that they deserve. We don't see how we're not protecting women. We think that government does. Even though you reduce the tax income, it doesn't mean you harm the most vulnerable inside society, because we think that they're better protected under our side. Because when one woman benefits, we think that the entire community of women benefit. So when you have increased chance in being able to get the job, everyone else also has that increase in chance, and we're very proud to propose.
I thank the third opposition speaker, and I would like to call on the third opposition speaker to speak the opposition speaker.
Helping one woman will not help all women. When they conclude their speech saying, if you just help one, we're okay with it, they lose this debate. Because unfortunately, in their best case scenario, the one they help is the one who is already the most privileged, while the ones who are the most vulnerable are always left. Let's look at the debate in two questions. First, I'll answer principally why they have no exclusive principle justification for this solution. And second issue is regarding how we improve the condition of women, first on perceptions, second on economic benefit. Before moving to the questions, let's look at what they missed out in this debate. From the entire bench, there was no signaling, no analysis as to how all women are benefiting. But moreover, they never showed how reducing tax affects all women and improves their lives, particularly when the government does with the tax is what would incidentally help all women. They never accepted this potential trade-off and never clarified how they were going to compensate for the budget that the government now must fulfill from other sources. We think it was an unclear case with a lot of tension internally. The second failure was they wanted to challenge systemic misogyny, but their only analysis on how you improve the condition of women came after the 7th minute of their whip speech, showing they really did not prioritize this issue at all into proving why there is really no systemic misogyny improved under their world. Moreover, they never essentially showed us how overall condition of most vulnerable improved. Therefore, we firmly stand by the stance that you cannot pay away misogyny, you must solve it with the impetus on side opposition. The first question on principle. See, we never essentially argued that women were oppressed in the past. We never claimed that they don't deserve reparations. We agreed to this, but what they had to show us was why exactly reducing tax was the only way to compensate no thank you for whatever has been done in the past. We tell you in status quo we are doing things to improve it. We give them quotas in parliament because they were not allowed the right to vote in the past. We give them quotas in certain universities because they did not get the right to education in the past. No thank you. We have quotas in workplace to ensure they can get better jobs. We protect them within the workplace. We think all of these are benefits which already are improving. At the same time, no thank you. A lot of the things we talked about, like how the feminist movement is gaining more traction in status quo, a large part of our alternative they never engaged with. How corporate branding has made many corporations much more liable to public image, and therefore you cannot give into a misogynistic rhetoric and constantly deprive women of things they deserve because it is bad for the company. They never engaged as to why these companies still have an incentive to perpetually keep on doing this extremely explicitly. If they did not engage into these issues on our world, no thank you. They must concede that the conditions are improving. They cannot stick to their prehistoric characterization of the conditions. Therefore, we show to our principally, we are improving and we can keep on improving. However, they never show the exclusiveness of their principal justification that the only way to solve the provide reparations is by lowering taxation. We believe if they have been unable to prove that, then they must have come down and prove why. It massively benefits women on the ground to ensure that this is principally justified, because their principle has no arbitrary stance any longer. However, when we asked them in a question, why not remove tax altogether? They said because it's not proportional, which means they also agree that the harm is not as grave as they'd like to picture it, because they are not okay with removing all tax, so some tax must remain, which means it is also improved. In conclusion of these three ideas, we have proven to you why in an arbitrary metric, no thank you, their principle no longer stands in this house. Now, let's question what the main burden from their side was to prove today. Their burden was to prove to us why the most vulnerable women, inclusive, i.e. all women must be benefited by lowering taxation, and why this uniquely was the only solution. They already failed by uniquely proving why it was the solution. Now let's look at if they actually improve the conditions for women. Here, their major problems were twofold. Number one, that the biggest problem is that they are not paid enough, therefore their perception in society is worse. So I'll give you perceptions first. Look, the problem with their side that they are extremely reluctant to engage in. We kept asking in a point of information. You don't pay them more, you pay them the same amount. It is still 77 cents to $1 of a man, but this woman just has more to spend later on. That is how disposable income works, as opposed to income you obtain. No thank you. They did not engage there. Therefore, things like taking a paycheck, making you feel more dignified, does not exist under their world, because the man still earns more. Therefore, he feels like he's doing a better job. Therefore, he feels like he's more capable under their world too. They don't show us how they climb up the corporate ladder, they just show us that they can spend more. So the inability to prove that the spending more leads to them being more dignified is a failure on the improvement of the perception of women. We believe they already failed this because the speeches are complete. They have not proven this point. However, what we tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that while perception is not as good as men under our world, it is improving under our world because of the things we have shown to you of how women are getting better in jobs and going into more executive roles as well. But what did they do in their world? They indignify these women. No thank you. Why do they do this? Because now they come up and tell you that you are the people who are earning similar to us, as men constantly keep telling them, but you contribute less to the social improvement. This means that they pay less to help the most vulnerable because they pay less tax. Therefore, we think that what the women feel is that they are contributing less to the society on the first level. Second, men feel that all the improvement that comes to the society is a result of them paying their taxes, while the women just again come on and become dependent on them for improvements. We think this worsens the perception of women for themselves, making them feel less dignified, something they never responded to from our argumentation. But also, men have an incentive to make them feel even worse under this world. The conclusion is, the perception you want to establish that this problematic stereotypes were there in the past, you reinforce those stereotypes when we have had a great impetus to improve that by ensuring more women are improving. Before moving on to the last issue on the economic impacts, any points?
We think that every country uses fiscal policy to increase consumption and spending. Why is that bad?
We don't think that's bad, and we don't think that's a relevant question to show you why you improve dignity of anyone by ensuring more people spend more. We think, moving on after the irrelevant POI, we think that in terms of impacts, what did they show us? They showed us that some women will be able to go up the ladder because they will be able to take better loans, because they earn more, and then they will be able to start businesses that will somehow be successful and lead to women being in leadership positions. A few problems. Number one, you don't essentially become a CEO as easily by starting a business by taking a loan, but rather you need to get through the corporate ladder to get the economic emancipation along with the social respect. Secondly, we don't want to bank all of our hopes of equality on a woman being successful enough going to a risky investment and essentially establishing herself. But the further problem is, even if that works out, they don't help the rest of women who lose out under their world. Which means the women whom they take the tax away from, the most vulnerable, repeatedly analyzed by the first and second speaker, not even engaged even once in their world, extremely problematic. Because these are the ones who need the help from the state the most. These are the ones who need the tax the most. We ensure we provide legal defense for women who are abused because of more public spending. We have better affordable health care. We have less indirect tax because we ensure everyone is doing the proper job. While we understand equality has not been achieved, it is improving. We don't want to walk 1,000 miles back with side propositions more. We don't want to leave out the most vulnerable indefinitely because you reduce taxes, which do not end up even helping them. In conclusion, we have proven why, under our world, they are improving, and why lowering the taxes worsens their conditions. They fail the uniqueness of their model and the improvement of women, therefore clearly opposition wins.